How's it going? How's it going? Wow. Very different up here with the lights on and everything. How's everybody feeling tonight? All right, that's good. It's very exciting. I'm very excited about every single one of you that's out here tonight. I just was thinking about it, and I feel like, sometimes, you do shows around and people come and it's meaningful that they come to the show at all, because you could just, we have songs on the internet. You could just be at home and you could be listening to our songs on the Spotify or the Apple Music or the Deezer or the Tidal or the Google Play. Pandora for those of the older people in the audience. They're on Pandora.
Sirius XM.
Sirius XM's like the AOL of radio, it feels like, because you have to pay for it still when everybody else is getting it for free. Anyway, the point of the story is, you guys, my name is Champagne Jerry, and I just wanted to say first off the bat that I appreciate every single ass and every single seat that's out here tonight. So thanks for coming out. It's weird because being up here, it feels a little bit like we're just all hanging out around a campfire, Like, it doesn't really feel like I'm on stage and the lights are really bright in my eyes and I have a microphone. It just feels like, we're all, I don't know where you guys go, for campfires around here. Let's say by the Potomac, You go sit by the Potomac and start a fire with your friends and you sit around and, and everybody's kind of the same, sitting around the fire together, And like, I want my shows to feel like if you had something you really wanted to say, you could just come up on stage and take the microphone and say it. I mean, you can't actually do that because this is my part of the show, but what I'm saying is I want you to feel that way, is what I'm saying. Give it up for Max Tanone back here.
My first time in the lovely city of DC ever, from New York.
Oh yeah, he's never been to DC ever in his whole life.
We took the Amtrak, it was cool. We got yelled at for being loud in the quiet car.
Yeah, so that was very exciting.
We were scolded.
Yeah, we got in a lot of trouble. And Max, he's from upstate New York. And my name is Champagne Jerry. And I don't know if you guys know this or have been able to figure this out yet by what's happened so far in the show. But I am, without a doubt, the greatest white bisexual rapper to ever come out of the piney woods of East Texas. The absolute best, number one rapper to ever come out of white bisexual rapper / comic / performance artist to ever come out of the corridor between I-10 and I-20 and I-45 and I-49 ever! So I grew up in a little bitty town. It was called Palestine, Texas, which is Palestine, but they pronounce it Palestine, just to be fun. Has anybody ever been to Palestine, Texas, or Northeast Texas in here? It's fine. You know why? Because it's exactly the same as the little town that you guys all grew up in, okay? It's the kind of town that you teach yourself Beastie Boys songs while you're waiting for the school bus, and that's how you get through elementary school. And then you drink a bunch of Keystone Light that you find on the side of the road, and that's how you get through middle school. And then after that, it's pretty much just a blur of crystal meth and teen pregnancy until you move to New York City, which is where I live today. So I just say that because I noticed on the way in that there are some younger people here, and I feel like I just want to try to mentor the youth and let you guys know that, some of your dreams could come true. Not like all of them, but like, one. Or maybe two. You see, Bob? I told you I was going to make it in show business. I just wanted to say this real quick. I was looking up, not because my mom is like upstairs here. She's actually dead. And also she hated what I chose to do with my life. But anyway, Anyway, I said that it's time to, I fucking love to rap, so I'm gonna rap. Let me put on my goddamn jacket. You ready, man? Fucking hit it! Whoa! I'll be like, whoa. I look in the mirror, and I'll be like, whoa.
Okay.
I ain't no joke rapper just cause I'm so fucking hilarious. I ain't no spook rapper just cause my Larions are so hilarious. I'm reeling the entire states of the union, any MFA or an ABA to know that I can ruin you. Yeah, motherfucker. I got Birkins, but I got you one better cause I got just as many Merkins. You're like Anthony Hopkins in Detroit, you got that old English beat. My IKEA shelf fell 3 times, I got so many trophies. People are always like, do you actually like champagne? Whoa, yeah, dummy. I literally do like champagne. I like it so much, all of my songs come out of a tiny little bottle of champagne. Look at this shit. I got that stash. I live in Williamsburg, but I don't have a mustache. Unless you mean Bobby Valentine style, Murray Hill style. I'm just here to dance. I'm not here to fuck you, Kyle. Whoa. I'll be like, whoa. I'll be like, okay. And I'll be like, whoa.
Let's get it.
Go ahead and clap, everybody. Champagne Jerry's on tour. Flamingo in the pool. You're screaming for more. You're pouring Paris. I got that potpourri. I got you jerking off all night, saying there's something about Jerry. I'm like Yogi Bear when I go to work. I'll show up at your party and all in my shirt. I'm all boom, bap. I won it with one swing. Let me get the cup, the trophy, the medal, and the ring. Like, I can do that Champagne Jerry shit. Oh, yeah, but you did it. My shit's as good as that Champagne Jerry shit is. Yeah, but it isn't. Hit it. Yo. I'm like the Con Ed of fucking. Own it. I'm like the public enemy of fucking. Woo! Want it. I got more pics of myself with celebrities than the pizza shop owner. I really done done this shit. Tyler Perry this shit. Hey, I got its first boner. You know the fly spot where they got the champagne. It's in my mouth. Let's fill it up again. I get tons of sex wearing my dad jeans. All of Taylor Swift songs are about me. Hold on. We have to take a quick time out for some parenting. Can you hook it up? I feel like it's been neglected for too long. Hold on just a second.
Okay, hold on, everybody.
Here. Get this on. Okay. Okay, yeah, that goes like this.
Oh my God.
Okay. And where'd my straw go? Where's my straw, Max?
That ain't strong, though.
Oh shit. I was very concerned.
Let me get that. Let me get back.
No problem. That's exactly what we meant to have happen. Oh, that feels much better. All right, hit it.
Stay number one. It's the number one.
1,000 milligrams of hustle. Y'all wearing skinny jeans, I'm wearing a bustle. Woo! On my ass is where the butt plug goes in. More Israeli than the Israelis, I am so chosen. Breasts covered up, breasts uncovered. Damn, I wish I was your lover. Woo! Miller High Life's all damn day, no glasses. Coming back to the toll booth, no easy passes. I'm a close magician, I'm a round mortician. I got more beauticians than the world's best musicians. Woo! I got shitloads of 10-10 ambulations.
Okay.
Buttloads of trials and tribulations. You don't need no seat to the Champagne Jerry Show.
Why?
Cause it's one long standing ovation.
Okay.
Every interview day in the shower begins when I wouldn't say that I'm the best. But let's be honest.
Okay.
I am the best.
Yeah.
You think I can't sing? I can sing like a motherfucker. Shit. Ooh, I wanna be your lover. Skin drunk in the woods, bit about, ain't no seams. How many rappers you know sold out the new museum? You know one. Exactly one. Champagne Jerry. Freezer full of Indian Girl Scout cookies and I ain't sharing. We can take a snack break, stand around talk about showbiz. We can launch a Kickstarter and get those $1 million bids.
Only way you're gonna say number one. It's to be number one.
That, it turns out, is not going to be a problem for me.
Why not?
I'm Champagne Jerry.
Okay. Right here.
That, it turns out, is not going to be a problem for me.
Why not?
I'm Champagne Jerry.
Oh, good.
Shit.
Whoa.
Oh, right, I forgot about this song.
What?
You know, people say that I'm married, and they say you're not supposed to write a song about your own wife because it's kind of embarrassing. But I just decided to go ahead and do it anyway. And, you know, for this song is for everybody out there who is married, and this is just a song about marriage and what it's like. Okay, start it over. All right, we just had a conversation that Max doesn't know how to do this. Okay, here we go.
Here we go. Here we go.
Shit. I put a picture of your pussy as my home screen.
Home screen.
Oh wait, no, it's not ready yet. It's too long.
I mean, home screen.
Oh yeah, I put a picture of your pussy as my lock screen.
Lock screen.
I put a picture of your pussy on the big screen.
2 glasses of champagne.
On a loop on my stereo all night, and I have great dreams. I said your pussy's like a bug zapper, and my dick is like a moth. Your pussy's like a bug zapper, and my dick is like a moth. I'm not afraid of your period. Let's get to hugging and sucking and tugging and rubbing. Doing it in ways, period. I put my dick in it. I'm solving problems with my penis. I put my dick in it. Broke my own marriage vows with this.
Let's go.
I loved you when you had IBS.
Back.
I loved you through all that day job work stress. I loved you when you were on antidepressants. And I loved you for those 5 weeks you were going off antidepressants. You got them 9-10 pants and a very big bra. I know you opened my phone, but I don't know what you think you saw. This might sound crass, but if you want to stay together till the last and someone to get up in your ass, I am your man. Let's fuck on the bed, on the couch, in the vestibule. Let's fuck on the bed, on the couch, in the vestibule. We'll fuck on the bed, on the couch, in the vestibule. We'll fuck in the summer, in the rain, in the winter, in an empty pool. We'll fuck on the bed, on the couch, in the vestibule. We'll fuck in the summer, in the rain, in the winter, in an empty pool. We are touching each other's nipples.
Oh, salacious.
We got our nipples touching each other's nipples.
Scandalous.
Our bodies are full of motherfucking ripples.
Stormy Daniels.
Our bodies are full of motherfucking ripples.
Let's get it.
Oh, girl, I wanna buy you some rose water fly. Take you home and put some old CDs on you. Cause you always got those Lululemons on. And that's that shit that's got me so very turned on. It's an athletic aesthetic. I love your kids even though they're not mine. I'll watch you win Employee of the Month and I'll be fucking screaming my head off from the sideline. Let's fuck on the bed, on the couch, in the vestibule. Let's fuck on the bed, on the couch, in the vestibule. Yeah. They got me very turned on. Shit. Hold on. Listen, you guys, here's the situation. I just wanted to say that, man, it's much warmer in here than I thought it was going to be. Here's the thing, you guys. When I was a little kid in East Texas, I was like, I remember the first time that I saw Milli Vanilli on TV, and I was like, that's what I want to be when I grow up. And then later on, when I was in junior high, I had some friends who got me really into Public Enemy, and I was like, oh my God, no, that's what I want to be. I want to be that when I grew up, you know. And I got really into X-Clan and all this kind of stuff. And then later on, even later, I had a friend bring over a CD, and I got really into Bikini Kill and Bratmobile, and I was like, oh no, that's what I want to be. I want to be a feminist in a feminist punk rock band. And for reasons that I still don't really understand, I never really quite fit into any of those particular categories. But what I'm saying is that basically starting at the age of 12, I started recording songs. My first album was, I decided that I would name my band OMDS, which is One Man Death Squad. And I made my first tape, and it was really my first single tape. Like, I recorded it straight onto a cassette tape, and that was the only copy that there ever really needed to be. And
I want to hear that one.
yeah, it was called Just Kicking It, and it had a rap on it that I wrote about Mozart, which has been lost to time, turns out. And then later on, when I was in high school, my friend Chris was also really into Public Enemy, and he was like, oh yeah, well, you know, we should start this rap group, you know, that's like a really, you know, like a really kind of conscious rap group. And so we were gonna do that, and there was an anti-drug group in Texas at the time called Drug Free Youth in Texas, Defy It. And they were gonna have a rap contest in the Tyler Mall. So we decided to enter, you know, because the thing you guys have to remember is that being really anti-drugs was really cool in the 80s. Pretty much in the same way that doing a whole bunch of drugs was cool in the 90s. So, you know, I really was, I was right on the forefront of both of those trends. And yeah, so we decided we'd write this whole crazy, you know, super hardcore rap song. We were all in military fatigues, and we came out and we were like throwing the microphone around and all this kind of shit. And we ended up winning. We won the rap contest, and we got $500, which is very exciting. And you know, and I'm just saying that because, you know, it's not really, you know, people don't. I'm not doing this really for the money, obviously. But I'm just saying that over the years, starting out there when I was a kid, you know, to where I'm at now, I got to come all the way down here to Washington, D.C. and hang out with you guys. And it's very exciting, so I decided to write a song about, you know, succeeding to the extent that I have so far. So, yeah, anyway, hit it! Oh, no, 30K. Wrong one! I'm skipping that one.
Skipping that one?
Yeah. I gotta put on my sweater that I have. You ready?
Let's do it.
Oh yeah, hit it. Oh, that's good. Lord, wait, Jesus. I made 30K a year as an artist, so suck it. That's 18 after expenses, mostly champagne. Like, fuck it. 30K a year as an artist, so suck it. That's 18 after expenses, mostly champagne. I'm like, fuck it. They got me in the press, making that tongue stuckle face. In the sun, getting leathery, and my underwear's a lace. Surrounded by stars, but I need my space. So many people swiping me that you would think I was home base. So many people tagging me and think I was it. So many people swiping me, you know I'm the shit. You're sucking up to me so hard, my whole ass is a hit. I'll put you in the head twice, everybody calls you Mickey. CJ75 with the 4 logo when you get it. Champagne Jerry in it to win it every single minute. 98 degrees and I'm your little shake. Eddie reverse full of bird when I OJ. Killing orange rhymes, mimosas, OJ. I'm a classic like George the extra baby. That's right, I'm a classic like George the extra baby. I make 30K a year as an artist, so I'm like, suck it. That's 18 after expenses, mostly champagne. I'm like, fuck it. 30K a year as an artist, so I'm like, suck it. 18 after expenses, mostly champagne. I'm like, fuck it. Got so many people on my back, I got sciatica. Need some surgery in the afternoon, screaming Attica. Gonna need Halle Berry, got some crescent back Gattaca. I smoke kush with Hindus like I'm back and back to ya. I smoke kush with Hindus like I'm back and back to ya. Hey Stuart, why you christening all my Danicas? I'm drunk at the disco, but relax, there ain't no panic. Person at the house of nurse and get on my sciatica. I'm drunk by the barrel on the Yaris on the 105. I'll knock you out with my Neapolitan thighs. I'll knock you out with my Neapolitan thighs. I'll knock you out with my Neapolitan thighs. I had a rental car and yeah, it got booted. I took my shirt off at Hooters and yeah, I got hooted. Wanna done, call off the playoffs. If I hadn't just put my pants on, I would take them off.
30 years in our soul.
I'm like, suck it.
18 after expenses, mostly champagne.
Shit.
I'm like, fuck it. 30K a year as an artist, so
I'm like,
suck it. 18 after expenses, mostly champagne.
shit. Fuck it. Oh. And then it just flew off at the end, like the wind blew on. No, I did not. I was trying to throw in some special effects for you guys. I gotta stretch out. Thanks. Ow! This is really as far as I can stretch. This is this what they call a deep, whatever. What's this? You know what this is? The duodecimal. This is real stretched out on me right now. Oh, hey! I keep thinking, no problem. It's fine. I keep like what's happening with that guy's face? But it's not, you know. It's not his face, you guys. It's a phone. Oh shit! No. Let's do the other one.
Cheer.
Yeah. So, wow. I don't know why I picked all hot clothes to wear. This is me when I was a kid, you guys. I don't know if that came across. It's fine. We're workshopping. Son of a. Okay, so here's the situation. So, when I was what was I talking about? Oh yeah. So anyway, I used to like to dance. You know, I went to in East Texas. There was this one bar, this gay bar in Longview, and it was the only gay bar within like 200 miles. And we used to go there. Whoa! It just got a lot more exciting. So anyway, we used to go there every Sunday night, hang out, and I would just dance. You know, go out on the middle of the dance floor and just like close my eyes and dance. And because I never wanted to interact with anybody, I just wanted to fucking, you know, just be like, oh my god, I'm so free. And that was just my thing at the time, you guys, not always. And so I went to this place called Choices, which was, but then it got burnt down, and in an instance of anti-gay arson. And so they reopened it as a place called Decisions. And Decisions was just as much fun as Choices, if not more so. And yeah, I'd go there and dance and hang out. And then one night I was leaving there and I was driving back home and I got pulled over by the police. And I happened to have my drum set in the back of I had a Chevette at the time, and I had the drum set in the back, and the police came, and they found out I was coming back from Decisions. It was Decisions by then. Yeah. And they were like, oh, you know, we're gonna search your car for drugs, which, you know, to be fair to them, I probably did have on me. So it was a totally fair. So they're ripping, you know, they're pulling everything out of the car. It's a lot of work. They call a backup unit to come help them. And then the other cops come, and the cop gets out of his car, and he's like, hey, don't I know you? Now, so, okay, here's the thing, you guys. I thought he was just pulling some cop shit. You know, like he's gonna be like, don't I know you? And I'm like, you're right, it's me! Yeah, me and my friend Ferris, we did a bunch of speed. We went to the all-night Walmart. We bought $500 worth of Captain Crunch with a hot check. And then we tore out of the parking lot and ran a whole bunch of red lights. And later that night, we ended up at the Hot Biscuit all-night 24-hour breakfast cafe. And we talked to someone about running up prescription drugs from Mexico. You got me! You know, but I didn't really say any of that. I was just like, oh, no, I don't think you know me. And, because I was tough. And so then he was like, no, I do know you. You're that kid that we almost shot a couple months ago. So here's the situation, you guys. I had been at my storage unit where I was keeping those drums, right? That was my band's practice space a couple of months before that. And I went in there late at night, I admit, and I think some vigilant neighbor probably thought that I was robbing the place. Also, not an unfair assumption to make at that point in my life. And so then the cops show up, and I'm in there working on my drums, and I hear the little squeak, squeak, the things, the walkie-talkies, and I'm like, oh, yeah, the police are here. I should let them know I'm here. So I go to throw open the door to the storage unit, but what I didn't know is that they were right on the other side of the door, like listening. So when I threw open the door, it scared the shit out of them. They immediately pulled both their 9mm, so it was 18mm that were pointing at me in case you're trying to keep up with the math. And they're like, get down on the ground and take your right hand and put it in your left pocket and grab your ID and throw it and get back on. It was a lot of really confusing things. But, it was fine. And until that officer on the side of the road, I'm sitting on the side of the road and they're pulling my drum set out and I'm, and throwing it on the seat looking for drugs in my car. Until that point when he was like, you're the kid that we almost killed a couple months ago, I had never really considered the fact that I came that close to dying in a storage unit in Texas in the 90s. So, but I'm not telling you that. I'm not telling you that so that you'll feel bad for me or anything. Because I almost died. I used to say at this part, I would say, because I almost died in a really white trash way. But a friend of mine gently told me that they had read in an article in the New Yorker that I shouldn't use the word white trash. So I'm not going to say that. I'll just say, let's just put it this way. I lost my virginity in a trailer house. I was on every form of assistance that you could possibly get. But my friend Tracy actually died in a much worse fashion. He went out on his porch in the middle of the night, and because the repo man was there taking his car back to the bank, and he just started firing into the dark, and the repo man shot him, one shot, and he died. So I'm just saying, I'm really just telling you this story so that you'll know that I'm from Texas, and that I'm more Texas than Kenyon Martin's upper left arm. I'm more Texas than Alexis, Texas. I'm so Texas that one time I saw the Toadies and the Butthole Surfers while I was tripping on acid and going through a divorce. So, this is the song we wrote about being from Texas. Hit it! I am a vegan pimp. Wait, just let it play for a second and just pretend like you're on a peyote journey in Barfa while I take a sip. Like, oh shit. Oh my god. Where's the bus? I don't know how to get on the bus. Okay, you get the idea, right? You're in the right. Okay, now go back to the beginning. Okay, oh wait, go back to the beginning again.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay. You are that vegan pimp.
Oh yeah, no, go back again.
You ready?
Yeah. No, wait. Now go back.
Okay.
I am that vegan pimp. I am that omni whore. Brunch out in the cow field. I am your outcastor. I dance with my father. It's like a Luther Vandross. I floss, but you know what I mean. I don't actually floss. I'm like Dennis Rodman, I'm so far north, and I'm like Macy Rodman, cause I'm so metropolitan. I'm like a diary, I'm feeling all the feelings. Put some oil on your forehead, that's that Champion Jerry healing. Summertime cookouts, I always grill my portobellos. I'm so American, I got trashed at Monticello. I look out in the night sky and all I see is you. I ain't afraid to say it. You're the reason for everything I do. It's true. That's right.
That's right.
TC.
TC.
You're the reason for everything I do. I got so many hits, give me that Bobby Bonilla money. Watch my videos and give me that Terry Bonilla money. Tortillas with my tacos, sopapillas with honey. Like Red County got more bars than all of you dummies. I got so many hits, give me that Bobby Bonilla money.
Watch my videos and give me that Terry Bollea money. Tortillas with my tacos, sopapillas with honey. Like Rick County got more bars than all of you dummies. Woo! Shit, I'm so Texas I wrote this song on the back of a motherfucking horse.
True story. True story.
I'm on the back of a motherfucking horse. I got the dankest, doggest, the fantasy Fanta. Sun and blooming broke in my cool Shronka. I've hardly been arrested, my data is infinite. In the HOP lane alone, I'm infinitely insolent. First name Champagne, last name Jerry. Half gay, half straight, Starburst all berry. I'm so proactive, I'm like Jessica Simpson. I got the peach mango costumes like I'm O.J. Simpson. Dressed up from Kilgore to Flanders on tour. So full of fun, I pronounce it Lenore. Did I do it first or did I do it the most? I'm Champagne Jerry, so the answer is both. Got so many hits, give me that Bobby Bonilla money. Watch my videos and give me that Terry Bollea money. Tortillas with my tacos, sopapillas with honey. Like Rick County got more bars than all of you dummies. I got so many hits, give me that Bobby Bonilla money. Watch my videos and give me that Terry Bollea money. Tortillas with my tacos, sopapillas with honey. Like Rick County got more bars than all of you dummies. I got so many hits, give me that Bobby Bonilla money. Watch my videos and give me that Terry Bollea money. Tortillas with my tacos, sopapillas with honey. Like Rick County got more bars than all of you dummies. Woo! Shit! Thank you. Oh my god. Oh my god. Say thank you to the teller, my stack gets in the stick. It's a lot, and if you're rude to tellers, you're a dick. I get my brand new Subaru with the sunroof open. I got a bottle of champagne in the cup holder open. Just have to sing a song and I win the election. My pants are so tight, I always got a yeast infection. It's been inside of you like a colonoscopy. Blues Traveler is a deal breaker for me. I command you in the name of Jesus, put your hands together.
Looks like Joey actually got this board as a feather.
I command you in the name of Jesus, put your hands together.
Looks like Joey actually got the tips of board light as a feather.
Y'all are Tony Montanas, I'm more Hannah Montana. I wore a suit just to eat at Peter Luger with Adam. Like Flavor Flav, I got my shit in plastic bags. Outside my house are flying all kinds of red flags. Met Jennifer Lawrence and I knocked over some chairs. Amy Schumer calls me Jerry, talked to her sister upstairs. Talked the ball with Tim Robbins, took it out at first base. I got Tim Gunn bringing white wine to my place. I command you in the name of Jesus, put your hands together.
Looks like Joey actually got the tips of board light as a feather.
I command you in the name of Jesus, put your hands together.
Looks like Joey actually got the tips of board light as a feather.
I command you in the name of Jesus, put your hands together.
Joey actually got the tips of board light as a feather.
I command you in the name of Jesus, put your hands together.
Looks like Joey actually got the tips of board light as a feather.
Shit! Oh! Shit! Shit! Okay, here we go.
Okay.
I'm in CC's pizza, feeling on your face. In Nacogdoches, Ferris is listening to my tapes. I show up to your party with my own trophies with me. Oh yeah, you wanna party? Well, I hope you like Hawaii. Time for the bomb back, cause we're getting mad again. I do everything with myself and my friends. All my ATMs just been Hamiltons. I knew Lin-Manuel before Hamilton. Got fucked so hard, set free your bullshit chakra. I'm doing ass with your asshole like abracadabra. Yeah, I used to like you, but I also used to have a perm, so you're my colleague, you're my contemporary, because that's what you are, you're fucking temporary. It's lonely at the top, don't touch the height to which this is grown. Being number one means you are totally alone. Lonely at the top, don't touch the height that this is grown. Being number one means you are totally alone. Shit. Oh, just play that quietly underneath here, Max. This, thanks so much, you guys. Thanks. Oh. Woo. We just have the one more song for you guys tonight.
But in the meantime, we brought as much merchandise as we did props with us down here. And here's the situation, you guys. I don't know how many of you in here are performers or artists of any kind, but let's put it this way. And you all seem very youthful. But let's put it this way, as you get older and your apartment just starts to fill up with more and more and more of your unwanted artworks, I'm just saying, help us out with that a little bit. We got our brand new album, I've Grown. It's on vinyl. Remember the sweater? I don't know if you see the tie-in. Anyway, it's fine. Max made a lot of the beats. There's Bridget Everett is on the record. And there's a bunch of stuff on there that you can't get on the Spotify's. We have our previous 2 albums, which are available on champagne bottle shaped USB drives. So that's exciting. There's there's video on there, extra songs, lots of things you can't put on a vinyl record. And I thought, who wouldn't want those? And again, I have many of them in my house. We have all sorts of different kinds of shirts. We got the Champagne Jerry, the classic Champagne Jerry shirt. The logo was designed by Say Adams, who made the Def Jam logo. We got it in a pink tank top because it's summertime, you guys. And we're all going to the Potomac to start a fire, I think, right? Anyway, that's what I heard was the after party. We'll talk about it. Don't worry about it. We'll talk about it. And then we have Tampa Realness shirts, which will make sense in like 1 minute when we do the song called that, whatever. Should have done this later. And then we have them in black because some people don't like teal. I don't know who they are, but theoretically they exist. Thank you very much to the Lit Theater, Lit Festival. This was fantastic. And to Beer Baron, and to all of you. One time we were doing a show at Bard College, and the people came out, and they were, and here's the thing, because like sometimes people don't know what's happening in the show or what we're doing, and that sort of thing. And it's fine, because like at Bard College, like they didn't know what was happening, and they started booing and yelling and screaming, and one person came on stage and tried to unplug all of Max's stuff, and there was actually somebody outside who was telling people not to go in. So, and I can only assume that's because they couldn't follow the plot of the show, But I just want to say this, which is that, here's what I say to those people at Bard, or to other people that think that. I'm just saying, like, listen, this is a campfire. Campfires don't have fucking plots. And plus, just now before we came out here, we were hanging out in the dressing room, and I had this very important realization where I realized that, knowing is a tool of the patriarchy. So I feel like we're doing some very important work here tonight by not knowing what we're doing. Anyway, this is a song we wrote about Tampa, Florida. When I was a kid, I watched a lot of cop shows, and I thought that when you called a person a hooker, I thought that was like just meant a nice dressed person. And so, in that spirit, this is a song we wrote called Tampa Realness. Hit it, Max!
Spirit Airlines, flight information code, CJ is the best. Sit back, relax, and enjoy your in-flight for Loco for this Tampa Realness.
I have a medium-sized dick, my dick is medium-sized. Look it up on the internet, it's medium-sized, like the classic American dick.
Go CJ, show me that
This is
dick.
that classic Champagne Jerry shit.
Welcome to Tampa.
Tampa Bukkake, my champagne karate, plumbing workshop day, listening to shop day. Friday, next Friday, another Friday. Ice cubes, cold, chilling with a hottie. Tampa Bukkake to this ad rock beat.
Say what?
Dirty ass beats, what you got?
Tampa Realness.
Devil raised box seats, ad rock beats, sperm covered hotel sheets, what you got?
Tampa Realness.
I got my neon panties, got my neon socks, I got my neon bra, what you got?
Tampa
I got my neon panties, got my neon socks, I got my neon bra, what you got?
Tampa Realness.
You know what, fuck this, I gotta kick off my flip-flops and go in.
Let's go.
You're going through the big theater, you need my dick, you need keep Dallas, I'll be in the same shape like a dick. Talking next time, leave my Marcus Patrick Place. Go to your must trapeze, you got shapes. Teal gas, teal belts, drill dresses. All teal, everything so impressive. I can take this nutty ballers on the bar, TV bra. Plugging the screen, bobbing while I'm drunk with your bra, like so hot.
Listen to contest.
gonna go in the bathroom, we're gonna throw our phones in the toilet so there's no record of what happened, and we're gonna go down to Potomac and set a fire, and we're gonna make some memories that last a lifetime. Here we go!
You'll never touch all this realness. You'll never touch my Tampa realness. You'll never touch all this realness. You'll never touch my Tampa realness. You'll never touch all this realness. You'll never touch my Tampa realness.
Thanks so much, everybody. Thanks for coming out. Max Tanone. Thank you very much.